Welcome. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of problem solving. Whether you're tackling challenges at work, school, or in daily life, understanding different types of problem solving can make a huge difference. We'll explore various approaches from analytical to creative and see how each method can be applied to real-world situations. By the end of this video, you'll have a clearer picture of which strategies might work best for you and how to adapt them to different scenarios. Let's get started by first understanding what problem solving really means and why it's such a vital skill in our lives. Problem solving is the process of identifying a challenge and finding an effective way to overcome it. It's a skill we use every day, often without even realizing it. From deciding what to eat for dinner to resolving complex issues at work, problem solving helps us navigate life's obstacles. It involves understanding the problem, generating possible solutions, evaluating those options, and choosing the best course of action. Let's now look at the main types of problem solving and see how they differ from one another. Analytical problem solving is all about breaking down a problem into smaller parts and examining each component carefully. This method relies on logic, data, and structured thinking. For example, when a company faces declining sales, an analytical approach would involve looking at sales data, customer feedback, and market trends to pinpoint the root cause. This type of problem solving is common in fields like science, engineering, and business, where evidence-based decisions are crucial. Next, let's see how creative problem solving differs from this logical approach. Creative problem solving is about thinking outside the box and coming up with innovative solutions. This approach encourages brainstorming, imagination, and exploring new perspectives. For instance, if a team is struggling to meet a deadline, a creative solution might involve rearranging tasks or using new technology to speed up the process. Creative problem solving is especially valuable in fields like marketing, design, and entrepreneurship, where fresh ideas can set you apart. Let's move on to another essential type, collaborative problem solving. Collaborative problem solving brings people together to tackle challenges as a team. This method values diverse perspectives and leverages the strengths of each group member. For example, in a workplace setting, a team might hold meetings to discuss issues, share ideas, and develop a solution everyone supports. Collaboration often leads to more creative and effective outcomes because it combines multiple viewpoints. Now let's explore intuitive problem solving and how it relies on gut feelings and experience. Intuitive problem solving is about trusting your instincts and drawing on past experiences to make decisions quickly. Sometimes you don't have all the data or time to analyze every detail. In these cases, intuition can guide you toward a solution. For example, an experienced manager might sense that a project is off track and make adjustments based on their gut feeling. While intuition isn't always perfect, it can be a powerful tool, especially in fast-paced or uncertain situations. Next, we'll look at trial and error problem solving. Trial and error problem solving involves experimenting with different solutions until you find one that works. This approach is common when there's no clear answer or when you're learning something new. For example, when assembling furniture without instructions, you might try various pieces until everything fits. While this method can be time-consuming, it often leads to valuable learning experiences. Now let's discuss algorithmic problem solving, which follows a set of defined steps. Algorithmic problem solving uses a step-by-step procedure to reach a solution. This method is systematic and often used in mathematics, programming, and science. For example, solving a math equation involves following specific rules in a particular order. Algorithms ensure consistency and accuracy, making them ideal for problems with clear logical steps. However, not all challenges can be solved this way. Next, we'll explore heuristic problem solving, which uses shortcuts and rules of thumb. Heuristic problem solving relies on practical shortcuts or rules of thumb to find solutions quickly. While heuristics don't guarantee a perfect answer, they often save time and effort. For example, when searching for a book in a library, you might look in the most likely section instead of checking every shelf. Heuristics are useful when time is limited or when facing complex problems with no obvious solution. Let's now discuss root cause analysis, a method for identifying underlying issues. Root cause analysis is a methodical approach to identifying the underlying cause of a problem. Instead of just treating symptoms, this technique digs deeper to find out what's really going wrong. For example, if a machine keeps breaking down, root cause analysis might reveal a design flaw or maintenance issue. By addressing the root cause, you can prevent the problem from recurring. Up next, we'll look at decision-making as a form of problem solving. Decision-making is a type of problem solving that involves choosing between different options. This process can be simple or complex depending on the situation. For example, deciding what to wear is usually quick, while choosing a new job requires careful consideration. Decision-making often involves weighing pros and cons, considering risks, and predicting outcomes. Let's now explore lateral thinking, a creative approach to finding unexpected solutions. Lateral thinking is a creative problem-solving technique that encourages looking at problems from new angles. Instead of following traditional paths, lateral thinking seeks out unexpected connections and solutions. For example, a company might solve a budget issue by partnering with another business instead of cutting costs. This approach is especially useful when conventional methods aren't working. Next, we'll discuss convergent and divergent thinking in problem solving. Convergent thinking is about narrowing down multiple ideas to find the single best solution. It's logical, focused, and often used in situations where there's a clear answer. For example, solving a math problem or answering a multiple-choice question requires convergent thinking. This method is great for tasks that demand accuracy and precision. On the other hand, divergent thinking is all about generating many possible solutions. Let's see how that works. Divergent thinking is the process of generating a wide range of possible solutions to a problem. It's open-ended and encourages creativity, making it ideal for brainstorming sessions or tackling complex challenges. For example, when inventing a new product, a team might come up with dozens of ideas before selecting the best one. Divergent thinking helps you see possibilities you might otherwise miss. Now, let's look at scientific problem solving. Scientific problem solving follows a structured process: observe, hypothesize, experiment, and conclude. This method is used in research and development where accuracy and evidence are essential. For example, scientists use experiments to test theories and solve complex questions. The scientific approach ensures that solutions are based on facts and repeatable results. Next, let's explore design thinking, a popular method in innovation and product development. Design thinking is a user-centered approach to problem solving that emphasizes empathy, creativity, and testing. It starts by understanding the needs of users, brainstorming ideas, prototyping solutions, and refining them through feedback. This method is widely used in product design and innovation. For example, tech companies use design thinking to create apps that are both functional and enjoyable to use. Now let's discuss systems thinking, which looks at problems as part of a larger whole. Systems thinking is about understanding how different parts of a system interact and influence each other. Instead of focusing on isolated problems, this approach considers the bigger picture. For example, improving public transportation involves looking at traffic patterns, city planning, and environmental impact. Systems thinking helps identify unintended consequences and create more sustainable solutions. Next, we'll look at critical thinking and problem solving. Critical thinking is the ability to analyze information objectively and make reasoned judgments. It involves questioning assumptions, evaluating evidence, and considering different viewpoints. For example, when reading news articles, critical thinkers look for bias and check facts before forming opinions. This skill is essential for making sound decisions and solving problems effectively. Now let's discuss strategic problem solving, which involves long-term planning. Strategic problem solving focuses on long-term goals and planning. It's about setting objectives, anticipating obstacles, and developing a roadmap to success. For example, a business might create a 5-year plan to expand into new markets. Strategic thinking helps organizations stay ahead of challenges and adapt to changing environments. Next, we'll look at tactical problem solving, which deals with immediate issues. Tactical problem solving is about addressing immediate challenges and making quick decisions. It's often used in situations that require fast action, such as responding to customer complaints or handling emergencies. For example, a manager might need to reassign staff to cover a sudden absence. Tactical thinking complements strategic planning by ensuring day-to-day issues are resolved efficiently. Now, let's explore ethical problem solving and its importance. Ethical problem solving involves considering moral principles and values when making decisions. It's about doing what's right even when it's difficult. For example, a company might face a dilemma between maximizing profits and protecting the environment. Ethical problem solving ensures that actions align with core values and social responsibility. Up next, we'll discuss adaptive problem solving, which is crucial in changing environment. Adaptive problem solving is the ability to adjust your approach as situations change. It's especially important in fast-paced or unpredictable environments. For example, during a crisis, leaders may need to shift strategies quickly to respond to new information. Being adaptable means staying flexible and open to new ideas. Now let's look at reflective problem solving, which involves learning from past experiences. Reflective problem solving is about looking back on past experiences to improve future decisions. It involves analyzing what worked, what didn't, and why. For example, after completing a project, a team might hold a review meeting to discuss lessons learned. Reflective thinking helps you grow and avoid repeating mistakes. Next, we'll discuss proactive problem solving, which focuses on preventing issues before they arise. Proactive problem solving means anticipating potential challenges and taking action to prevent them. It's about being prepared and staying ahead of problems. For example, a company might implement regular maintenance to avoid equipment breakdowns. Proactive thinkers are always looking for ways to minimize risks and improve outcomes. Now let's look at reactive problem solving, which deals with issues as they occur. Reactive problem solving is about responding to problems after they happen. While it's sometimes unavoidable, relying solely on this approach can lead to recurring issues. For example, fixing a leak only after it causes damage is reactive. It's important to balance reactive and proactive strategies for effective problem management. Next, we'll discuss collaborative versus individual problem solving. Problems are best solved as a team, while others require individual effort. Collaborative problem solving leverages group strengths and diverse perspectives, while individual problem solving allows for focused, independent thinking. Knowing when to use each approach is key. For example, group projects benefit from collaboration, while personal goals may be best tackled alone. Let's now look at structured versus unstructured problem solving. Structured problem solving follows a clear process, such as defining the problem, analyzing causes, generating solutions, and implementing actions. This method is effective for complex or high-stakes issues. For example, project management often uses structured frameworks to ensure nothing is overlooked. Structured approaches provide clarity and accountability. Next, let's discuss unstructured problem solving, which is more flexible. Structured problem solving is more flexible and spontaneous. It's often used when problems are unclear or rapidly changing. For example, entrepreneurs may need to adapt quickly as new challenges arise. Unstructured approaches allow for creativity and rapid response but can lack consistency. Now, let's explore technical problem solving, which relies on specialized knowledge. Technical problem solving requires specialized knowledge and skills. It's common in fields like IT, engineering, and healthcare. For example, fixing a software bug or diagnosing a medical condition involves technical expertise. This approach ensures that solutions are accurate and reliable. Next, we'll discuss interpersonal problem solving, which focuses on relationships and communication. Interpersonal problem solving deals with conflicts and challenges between people. It involves communication, empathy, and negotiation. For example, resolving a disagreement between coworkers requires understanding both sides and finding common ground. Strong interpersonal skills help build trust and cooperation. Now, let's look at organizational problem solving, which addresses issues within groups or companies. Organizational problem solving focuses on challenges that affect entire groups or companies. It often involves analyzing processes, improving efficiency, and aligning goals. For example, a business might streamline operations to reduce costs and boost productivity. Organizational problem solving requires collaboration and strategic planning. Next, we'll discuss community problem solving, which extends to larger groups in society. Community problem solving addresses issues that impact neighborhoods, cities, or even entire regions. It involves engaging stakeholders, gathering input, and developing solutions that benefit everyone. For example, tackling pollution or improving public safety requires cooperation between residents, businesses, and government. Community problem solving builds stronger, more resilient societies. Now let's look at global problem solving, which deals with worldwide challenges. Global problem solving tackles issues that cross national borders, such as climate change, pandemics, and economic crises. It requires international cooperation, diplomacy, and innovative thinking. For example, addressing global warming involves scientists, governments, and organizations working together. Global problem solving is complex but essential for creating a better future. Next, we'll discuss personal problem solving, which focuses on individual challenges. Personal problem solving is about overcoming challenges in your own life. It could be managing stress, setting goals, or making important decisions. This type of problem solving helps you grow, build resilience, and achieve your ambitions. For example, learning to manage time effectively can improve both work and personal life. Now, let's look at emotional problem solving, which deals with feelings and mental health. Emotional problem solving focuses on managing feelings and mental health. It involves recognizing emotions, understanding their causes, and finding healthy ways to cope. For example, practicing mindfulness or seeking support from friends can help you deal with stress or anxiety. Emotional intelligence is key to this type of problem solving. Next, we'll discuss financial problem solving, which deals with money matters. Financial problem solving is about managing money, budgeting, and making smart financial decisions. It involves analyzing income, expenses, and planning for the future. For example, creating a savings plan or paying off debt requires careful problem solving. Financial literacy is essential for long-term stability and success. Now, let's look at legal problem solving, which deals with laws and regulation. Legal problem solving involves understanding laws, regulations, and rights. It's about finding solutions that comply with legal requirements. For example, resolving a contract dispute or navigating a legal process requires knowledge of the law. Legal problem solving ensures fairness and protects your interests. Next, we'll discuss environmental problem solving, which focuses on sustainability. Environmental problem solving addresses issues like pollution, conservation, and climate change. It involves finding sustainable solutions that protect natural resources. For example, developing renewable energy or reducing waste requires innovative thinking and collaboration. Environmental problem solving is crucial for a healthier planet. Now, let's look at educational problem solving, which supports learning and growth. Educational problem solving helps students and teachers overcome learning challenges. It involves adapting teaching methods, providing support, and creating engaging environments. For example, using technology to personalize lessons can help students succeed. Educational problem solving fosters growth, curiosity, and lifelong learning. Next, we'll discuss medical problem solving, which focuses on health and wellness. Medical problem solving involves diagnosing and treating health issues. It requires critical thinking, technical knowledge, and empathy. For example, doctors use tests and patient history to identify illnesses and recommend treatments. Medical problem solving saves lives and improves well-being. Now let's look at technological problem solving, which drives innovation. Technological problem solving is about using technology to address challenges and improve processes. It involves innovation, experimentation, and staying current with new tools. For example, automating tasks or developing new software can solve efficiency issues. Technological problem solving is essential in today's digital world. Next, we'll discuss creative arts problem solving, which focuses on artistic expression. Creative arts problem solving involves using artistic skills to overcome challenges in music, art, or performance. It's about expressing ideas, experimenting with techniques, and finding unique solutions. For example, an artist might use new materials to create a distinctive piece. Creative arts problem solving encourages self-expression and innovation. Now let's look at scientific research problem solving. Scientific research problem solving is about investigating questions and discovering new knowledge. It involves forming hypotheses, conducting experiments, and analyzing results. For example, researchers might study a disease to find a cure. This type of problem solving advances science and benefits society. Next, we'll discuss entrepreneurial problem solving, which drives business growth. Entrepreneurial problem solving is about identifying opportunities and overcoming obstacles to build successful businesses. It requires creativity, risk-taking, and resilience. For example, entrepreneurs might pivot their business model to adapt to market changes. This approach drives innovation and economic growth. Now, let's summarize what we've learned about the many types of problem solving. We've explored a wide range of problem-solving types, from analytical and creative to collaborative and adaptive. Each approach has its strengths and is suited to different situations. By understanding these methods, you can choose the right strategy for any challenge you face. Remember, effective problem-solving is about being flexible, open-minded, and willing to learn from experience. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the world of problem-solving. Keep practicing these skills, and you'll be ready to tackle any challenge that comes your way.